Are you afraid of the ocean? Because I am. Large bodies of water put too much fear into me. Way too much fear. Every time I see a large body of water, I get so scared. I can't even swim. Fuck that shit, alright? The fact that like Navy SEALs have to swim across the ocean and do all that stuff, it's very fucking scary. Swimming is definitely like the scariest thing. Today we have the most painful ocean deaths ever. This is about to be a very good one. This video is already irking me, but man, I'm trying to get scared just like the cave diving deaths. So wait, let's turn this up, and without further ado, let's get to you.
Language learning app. We'll dive into more details later in the video. The Lake Oliver Dam accident. On October 27, 2020, a 31-year-old man named Alex Reed Paxton, who...
Alright, so it's the Lake Oliver Dam accident.
On October 27, 2020, a 31-year-old man named Alex Reed Paxton, who worked as a commercial diver, was assigned a seemingly normal job at the Lake Oliver Dam in Columbus, Georgia. His task was to inspect the chain on one of the control gates of the dam's electric system to check for any damage.
Bro. Okay. Alright, first things first. The job is probably great. You probably love it. It's probably just what you do. You've been doing this for years. But like, bruh, how much are you getting paid to do this, bro? Like, there's so much at risk right now. Like, so how much are you getting paid to do this, bro?
Lake Oliver Dam is a massive structure on the Chattahoochee River. Inside, water flows through giant pipes called penstocks, which carry it to turbines that generate electricity. These pipes are among the riskiest areas for divers due to the differential pressure, or delta P. This occurs when water rushes through a small opening, creating a powerful suction force. The pressure difference can trap a diver against a wall or pull them into the opening, making it impossible to escape. Because of this, strict safety measures are used to identify and shut off all energy sources before a diver enters the water. One of these rules is called a lockout-tagout system, which involves identifying every potential source of energy, like valves, turbines, or electricity, shutting them off one by one. Each closure is documented on a checklist and verified by a...
Bro, how much are you getting paid to do this shit, bro? So there not only is there water down here, but there is tons of electricity. There is like, I'm so scared, bro.
Team. But on this particular day, something went terribly wrong. Alex dove into the water and began his inspection. However, unknown to him, a valve controlling a 10-inch pipe used to activate the dam's turbines was left open. As Alex moved down the chain, his arm was suddenly sucked into the pipe by an incredibly powerful force, about 850 pounds of suction. The pressure...
What the fuck?
pinned his chest against the wall, making it impossible for him to breathe. Even with his diving gear, Alex was trapped and unable to move. The heavy force of the water cut off his airflow, and he quickly lost consciousness. Realizing something was wrong, the team working with Alex tried to locate the source of the problem, but it took them 30 minutes to identify the open valve causing the suction, and after closing it, another 30 minutes to completely stop the water flow. By the time they retrieved Alex's body, it was far too late, as he had already died from a lack of oxygen. Investigators later discovered that the safety checklist used that day was incomplete. It didn't even mention the valve that had caused the accident, meaning it hadn't been properly shut off before Alex started his dive. Each of these tragedies
Oh man, that's so sad. That is so sad, man. Damn. Holy.
happened because of one crucial mistake: an open valve, a wrong turn, a moment of miscalculation. Underwater, even the smallest errors can be deadly. The same is true when learning a skill. If you don't have the right foundation, it's easy to get lost. By guiding learners at every step with teaching slides and interactive, you are focused. They encourage with action. They don't unload in dangerous or way. Plurigradic.
I'm not trying to do that. Because I'm never gonna be in the fucking ocean, my nigga. So you don't have to put that shit on me. Just saying, bro. Just saying.
A cave tragedy. On February 6, 2014, in Rana, Norway, 5 Finnish divers prepared for a deep dive into one of northern...
A cave tragedy. This better be... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That first one was kind of tragic. I'm not gonna lie. That was not the dude's fault. Because he was just working his job, doing his thing, and all of a sudden that shit happened. That was not his fault. This though, nigga, if they say we were just doing this to explore, bitch, nigga, I don't even care.
2014, in Rana, Norway, 5 Finnish divers prepared for a deep dive into one of Northern Europe's most dangerous underwater cave systems, the Plura Grotta. This network of water-filled tunnels connects the Plura sinkhole to the Steinugelflaget dry cave, stretching several kilometers and reaching depths of up to 426 feet. Just months earlier, Kai and Patrick had been part of a group that discovered the connection between the two entrances, becoming the first to cross the entire cave system. Their success boosted their confidence for this new attempt, which involved reversing their original route by starting at Steinugelflaget.
So they went back? Wait, there is no way.
126 feet. Just months earlier, Kai and Patrick had been part of a group that discovered the connection between the two entrances, becoming the first to cross the entire cave system. Their success boosted their confidence for this new attempt, which involved reversing their original route by starting at Steinugelflaget and finishing at Plura. After a 15-hour...
Why? Why? And why did you bring 3 other people with you? Bro, those are one of those things like, you go gambling, you win $10 million. Don't go gambling again. You win the lottery, you win $10 million. Make smart decisions. You have the chance now. Like, what are we talking about? So this is just insane. I don't even know what the fuck these niggas are doing, bro.
Our journey from Finland, the team arrived at their destination well prepared. To minimize the risk of disturbing sand and dirt that could cloud their vision, they divided into 2 groups. The first team would begin their dive 2 hours ahead of the second, with both aiming to complete the traverse in approximately 5 hours. The first group, consisting of Patrick and Huotarinen, entered the water and began...
So wait, the first group, okay, so it's just like one expert with another random dude, and then the other group has one expert with the other random dude. Random 2 people.
Their mission. When they reached the deepest part of the cave, they decided to power down their underwater scooters so that Huotarinen could take in the beauty of the cave. Everything was going as planned, but when it was time for the team to begin their ascent through a particularly narrow passage with a 90-degree turn, Patrick became unable to see Huotarinen's flashlight, so he naturally waited for his friend. Soon, he saw Huotarinen's flashlight waving around, which was a clear sign of distress, and as he turned back to look for his friend, he saw that Huotarinen had gotten stuck in a narrow passage behind him. Patrick did everything he could to help his friend, even managing to free him from the place he got stuck in. But it was far too late, as due to the immense amount of stress Huotarinen was going through, he ended up breathing the cave water as he panicked while trying to switch between breathing systems and drowned to death. Traumatized but...
I don't know why you went. This all could have been avoided by just not going. Damn. That is very tragic too. He took in the beauty and then he got stuck.
But aware that the passage behind him was now too risky to traverse, Patrick decided to push forward towards Steinugelflaget. At the same time, Kai, Vesa, and Jari entered the cave, unaware of what had happened, but they too got in trouble. After reaching the deepest section of the cave, where Huotarinen had died, Jari Usameki began panicking after Vesa, who was leading the group, told him about his friend's death. Kai, unaware of what was happening, saw Jari in a state of extreme panic and knew that if he didn't calm him down, he would soon lose his breath. Unfortunately, his attempts to calm him down were useless, and Jari ultimately drowned to death in his panic. After watching his friend die, Kai was forced to turn back, coming to the conclusion that Vesa wouldn't survive either. Meanwhile, Vesa and Patrick, now separated from Kai, managed to make it out alive, but feared that Kai had also died. On the other hand, Kai thought Vesa and Patrick got lost on their way out. Finally, against all odds, Kai managed to get out of the cave alive and reunite with his friends, but the loss of Jari and Huotarinen was devastating. For weeks, the bodies of Jari Huotarinen and Jari Usameki remained trapped in the underwater labyrinth, and despite the authorities saying that a rescue mission would be impossible and banning any sort of diving activity in the Plura Grotta, the 3 men refused to leave their friends behind. 2 of the surviving divers organized a private recovery mission. They succeeded in retrieving the bodies from the cave, bringing them back to the surface for a proper farewell. Plate tail.
Damn. That is actually tough. Damn. That one, I'm not gonna lie, that was y'all fault, but rest in peace for sure. To everyone here, rest in peace for sure, but that first one was the most tragic one I heard, cuz that nigga was just working his job. He was just doing everything and the chart was incomplete. Like, that was not that nigga's fault, bro.
Tail Dam disaster. On January 4th, 2024, two experienced divers, Christopher Godet and
Why is it always a diver, my nigga? Why are you always going diving? Why? Like, why can't you just work your... Nah, that's even worse. Like, bruh, why are you always going diving, bro? Why does it have to be diving? Oh my goodness.
On January 4th, 2024, two experienced divers,
2024.
Christopher Godet and Frederic Pochet, headed to the Plate Tile Reservoir, one of Belgium's most famous diving spots, for a night dive. This location offered various recreational activities, including sailing, snorkeling, and diving. However, there was a significant danger, a large dam that activated suddenly, depending on energy demands of the surrounding area. Aware of this issue, local authorities had established two safe zones with a radius of about 100 feet where diving was permitted. Going beyond these zones was extremely dangerous, as it could lead divers into the dam's active zone. Furthermore, the dam's intake tunnel entrances had no protective grids, as these required frequent replacement every 2 to 3 months. One concerning aspect of the dive was the type of equipment the men decided to use. They were equipped with closed-circuit diving gear, which is a type of gear that is designed for extended dives, and underwater scooters, which are used to propel divers. This suggested that...
All right, we're back, man. Let's get it. All right, let's go, man. Let's go.
Equipment the men decided to use. They were equipped with closed-circuit diving gear, which is a type of gear that is designed for extended dives, and underwater scooters, which are used to propel divers. This suggested that they might have planned to explore beyond the safe zones, closer to the dam. The primary danger of doing so was differential pressure. At around 5 p.m., the two men submerged and descended to a depth of 45 meters, near the dam's intake tunnel. At first, they likely heard nothing, as the dam was not on. But at some point, they may have heard a faint hum, the signal that the dam had suddenly been activated. 3 of the dam's 4 reversible pump turbines quickly powered on, generating an overwhelming suction force. Within seconds, the 2 divers were pulled toward the dam and sucked into the intake tunnel. Later that evening, Frederick's son became concerned when his father didn't answer his calls. He went to the...
He has a kid? Bro, you have a kid and you're doing this dumbass shit? Like... What made you do this dumbass shit, bro? Like, I don't even, like, what made you do this? What made you do that dumbass shit, man? Like, actually. What? Why?
Later that evening, Frederick's son became concerned when his father didn't answer his calls. He went to the reservoir and found his father's car still parked. Sensing something was wrong, he immediately alerted the authorities. During their initial search, rescuers discovered damaged diving equipment, and although they couldn't confirm it belonged to the missing men, it raised suspicions. Poor weather conditions reduced the visibility and forced them to halt the search temporarily. Resuming at 10 a.m. the next day, they deployed helicopters equipped with thermal cameras, and after 46 hours of searching, human remains were recovered. An autopsy confirmed they belonged to the 2 divers. We may never know whether they went so close to the dam intentionally, even though their equipment suggests that they might have. Remember to check out today's sponsor, AirLearn, which...
Damn, bro. Damn. Oh my god. Oh my god, what happened to their body? Like, bro...
which you can download for their equipment to the 2 divers. We may never know human remains were recovered. An autopsy confirmed they belonged to the 2 divers. We may never know whether they went so close to the dam intentionally, even though their equipment suggests that they might have. Remember to...
Nah, they intentionally did that shit. Huh. Alright, man. I don't know what the fuck those niggas were planning. I don't know what they thought like this shit was. But brother... You're a dumbass. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Rest in peace, though. But, what the fuck? What the fuck?